Will you be having lunch today, Fraulein Braun?
Not today, Angela.
It's all there is, you know.
I beg your pardon?
He treated my daughter the same way. Chained her, then abandoned her.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a locked room upstairs. Would you like to see it? Don't touch. He'll know you've been here. You can't compete. You're alive and she's a memory. His memory, not mine. Not the real Gailey. I can't bring her back, and I can't change what I allowed to happen. But I can warn you, Fraulein. It's not going to get any better. This is his ideal. Not you. Never you.
What's this? He hates fresh flowers.
He put it there himself, my dear.
I want you gone from this house by morning.
Of course. I'm happy to take on another client. I'm not exclusive to the National Socialists, you know. What's it called?
Straight Path, after a quote from St. Paul.
Oh, a religious paper.
In its way, my client only asks that he not exercise editorial control over what he writes.
I'm a printer, my friend, not a publisher. I only care if the ink smears.
Thank you so much. You signed the contract.
Yes. But Fritz, this man prints the Nazi papers. This is the last place you want to publish.
Contrary, Sepp. This is the one press Hitler can't afford to destroy. Him.
Why the gloomy faces? 30% of the country voted for me. That's a far cry from 40 people in a beer hall.
But we didn't win, my Führer. Perhaps we need to rethink our strategy.
If we don't deliver on our promises, our constituents will look elsewhere for a leader.
I wouldn't worry about that. All the right-wing factions are now backing us. Hindenburg has no choice but to offer me Chancellor.
With all due respect, my Führer, you and Hindenburg don't exactly see eye to eye. The Chancellorship is the second most powerful position in the land. Why would he offer it to you?
Because of all the trouble I can cause if he doesn't.
You wanted to see me, Adolf.
Would you excuse us for a moment, please, gentlemen? Please sit down. Now, it's very important that you don't speak. Not a word. I just want you to listen, understand? I've heard some rather disturbing news about you.
Really?
Shh! Not a word. Rumor has it I'm to be used as target practice.
Really?
Shut up! Let me finish, please. Over the years, the SA has become rather stubborn. As you know, I'm having a terrible time trying to steer them away from the concept of revolution. They have to be lockstep behind us. They're too rebellious. So, as of this moment, I'm handing the entire problem over to you. Call it a kind of test. If you succeed, then perhaps I can forget about this whole nasty business. Clear? Thanks for stopping by. And Ernst, please don't try this again.
The challenge facing any new chancellor is how to deal with the National Socialists. If they paralyze the Reichstag again, which they do whenever they don't get what they want, we'll be forced to hold another election, the 4th this year.
Chancellorship is a thankless job, Your Excellency. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
I know, Papa, I know. Stop! Look, I've dedicated my life to this country, and I intend to leave it in capable hands. So I've asked General von Schleicher here to be my new chancellor.
Congratulations, General.
He has turned me down. He has instead suggested you, Franz von Papen, to be the new head of this government. You're conservative, Catholic.
Your Excellency. President Hindenburg, I'm not.
Good. That's settled then. Now, let's begin with the largest threat to our democracy, Herr Hitler. Any suggestions?
Might I suggest we put him in a position where we can control him?
What position did you have in mind?
Vice-Chancellor?
You must be joking.
Not at all. The Vice-Chancellorship is the third most powerful position in Germany.
My party's popularity demands a great deal more than third place.
What precisely are you asking for, sir?
I want the chancellorship, sir.
Oh.
That's my job.
I wouldn't laugh, General. Perhaps I'll take your job as well. Herr Reich President, surely you can see I'm a force to be reckoned with. The sooner you appoint me Chancellor, approve my cabinet...
I will never appoint you Chancellor. How dare you presume, sir? You're nothing but a Bohemian corporal. If I made you head of this government, how would I answer to God?
And how will you answer to Germany if you don't? Good day, sir. Stupid old fool. I don't care what he says to God. I'll have it soon and in person. Get me Rome. We'll show Hindenburg what answering to God looks like.
Next on the Reichstag agenda, I propose a bill regarding the allocation of money.
We're leaving.
By leaving, you will cause the dissolution of this elected body, and once again, by law, force a new election.
230 seats. We're the largest party in the Reichstag. We are blessed by the providence of history.
How dare he demand the chancellorship again? I don't care how many seats Hitler holds. He will never be chancellor as long as I'm alive. The most he could be is my postmaster general. He could lick my behind when he puts on the stamps.
May I make a suggestion, Herr Vice President?
After your last suggestion, the Nazis took over the Reichstag. They're getting stronger all the time. Stronger, stronger. They're making a mockery of our government. Of us, gentlemen, of us.
If I may offer an alternative plan, Herr Reichspräsident. But Gregor Strasser is Hitler's second in command. He's very well liked in the party. I'm certain he would be more than willing to accept the vice-chancellorship.
You've spoken to him?
Yes. He hates Hitler. This would effectively divide the National Socialists and completely neutralize the party.
The one thing I do not want, gentlemen, is for my presidency to end in anarchy. Sorry, Papen, but I think General von Schleicher needs to try his luck at the chancellorship.
Herr Reichspräsident, please. It's clear to me he had his eye on this position all along. He only used me to flush out the enemy. Give me one more chance, sir.
No. Gentlemen, I hereby appoint you Reich Chancellor. Good luck.
The party is much more than you. You say that yourself. As Vice Chancellor, I'm going to unite the parties of the right, block the communists, increase our popularity.
And how would you deal with traitors?
I'm not a traitor, my Führer.
Traitors are defined, Strasser. Not by themselves, but by the people they betray. You will refuse Schleicher's offer. And you will resign your party's position effective immediately. Herr Graf!
Show this man out.
Oh, my God.
I should be back by 9. Make sure Egan is fed and put to bed.
You know, Helena, we haven't had a meal together for days. I'm starting to think you're more involved in party politics than I am.
You find this amusing, Frida?
I do not, Frau Hornstengel. I was only reading the paper.
Something amusing in the papers. That's news.
Listen to this. According to his own racial profiling, Hitler's nose is the same nose as that of Attila the Hun, a foreign invader, if there ever was one.
How dare you bring this into my house? This is Jewish propaganda and should be burned.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I don't think you have any right to tell me what I can and what I can't read.
I'll speak to you in the morning.
Daddy?
Good yes.
Look at my new skirt. You like it? I bought it today.
Set up a meeting with von Papen. Look, there is no doubt that Hindenburg made the greatest mistake of his life appointing Schleicher Chancellor. They both publicly humiliated you. This is your chance to get even. Gain that power back.
He'll never appoint me Chancellor again. I don't know why.
But he would appoint you Vice-Chancellor under me. That's the point. The cabinet would be reliably conservative. I'd leave these things to you. You're far more experienced than I. There is one minor problem. Hindenburg hates me. He must be persuaded.
If there's one thing about him that hasn't diminished with age, it's his vanity. A well-placed public letter from you could work wonders.
And a few disruptions in the Reichstag.
My dear Reichspräsident von Hindenburg, all the great heroes of Germany were benevolent men who loved their people and who were loved in turn. Like Parsifal, like Lohengrin, like you. Germany is fortunate to have you as its leader. I give you my loyalty and my undying respect.
Will the National Socialist Party please return to their seats? Will you please return to your seats?
Schleicher, this is a price I thought you'd never have to pay. Get me Hitler.
Mustn't misbehave like this.
I'm sorry.
You could have ruined everything I worked for.
I'm sorry, Eddie. I get so lonely and I need more time with you.
Be patient, Ava. I still have enemies. Even when I'm made Chancellor, there are loose ends I must tie up. Do you promise to be good? Do you promise?
I promise.
Do you solemnly swear to carry out the obligations of the office of Chancellor without party interests and for the good of the nation?
I do.
And do you further swear to uphold the Constitution, support the President, and respect the right of the Reichstag? So help you God.
I do.
this vermin! We must
Someone please turn him off.
Herr Gerlich, my name is George Bell. I've read your paper. We have a common enemy, you and I.
As of today, all of Germany does.
I'm what you might call an angry ex-Nazi. I used to work for Röhm till he fired me.
Yes, I heard there was a falling out.
I wish to supply you with information. Damaging information, I think it'll help you.
Hello?
You may be using a pseudonym, but I know you're the one writing these things, Gerlich.
Morning, Mullah.
I can't print this. Your last article was bad enough. He'll destroy my presses and sabotage my business.
He won't destroy your presses. He needs them to print his paper. If anything, he'll destroy me.
You're playing a losing game, my friend.
We have a contract, Mullah. I expect you to honor it.
You're not long for this world.
I don't want to hear it.
Extraordinary times demand extraordinary measures.
This isn't about history. This isn't about politics. It's about your life, Fritz, which also happens to be mine.
This is me. And this is you. Two individuals with different ways of thinking. But look what happens when we come together. I love you, Sophie. But if I don't do this, I won't be able to live with myself.
I'm frightened, Fritz.
This is outrageous. Not a word is true. You expect us to believe that? What are you insinuating? I have nothing to do with this. What about yourself? This was a private, internal memo about using agitation in the SA! Do you have any idea how much damage you've done to us right now? I don't know how Gerlich got a hold of this. But if you let me go to Munich, I will find his source of information.
It's too late for that. Hindenburg read your article and called the Fuhrer this morning. People everywhere are attacking Jewish businesses. Consequently, the economy's tumbling, everyone's close to rioting, and this article is the last straw. If we don't bring this under control, and soon, Hindenburg says he'll declare martial law, and he'll bring the army in to do it.
Then now's the time to storm the presidential palace. Take over the government. Are you mad? Put me in charge of the army, and I'll unite them behind you. This is our chance.
Great idea. Why didn't I think of that? Could it be because the army consider you a swine? At the mere suggestion, they flew the National Socialist flag rather than subordinate themselves to you. You and your essay, Ernst. Nothing more than political dinosaurs. You refuse to evolve, like the rest of us.
Oh, believe me, Adolf, you don't want to meet what we're capable of evolving into. And to think he was once a friend of yours. Now he's just one of many who can trip us up. And the list keeps growing.
He's right, you know.
Sometimes primitive force is the only way. Helps if there's some kind of legal reason behind it, of course, something outrageous to provoke a response.
Do you have any suspects?
Has anyone been arrested?
What actions will you take as a result of this?
Could this be a communist plot?
What happened?
Apparently a Dutch communist broke in and set the fire. Police have him under arrest.
Tell Rome he can still be of some service. You were talking about an enemies list. That's not a bad idea.
This is a signal from God. We are under siege. The terrorists have opened fire, and we will fire back.
It's good to see him so happy.
This is an outrageous crime, and someone will answer.
But this completely overrides the Constitution. Effectively, it puts you in charge.
These are troubled times, sir. The Constitution could not anticipate them. The national monument is being destroyed. Our democracy is under attack. If we're to wage war on these foreign infiltrators, certain civil rights must be suspended.
When power is seized instead of bestowed, the hand that seizes it is often burnt. The Reichstag must approve this before I sign anything.
In order for the government to carry out necessary procedures against terrorism, Reichstag must support an enabling act. This act is your opportunity to hand power over those that can wield it most effectively. From now on, all legislation will be handled by the administration, which will have sole right to make constitutional changes. Freedoms of speech, association, and the press are temporarily suspended. Privacy rights in relation to telephone and postal communication are revoked.
Order! Order! It's very good, Sepp, but let's use a larger typeface for Hitler.
Hitler's just called an emergency meeting of the Reichstag. Wants their approval for something he calls the Enabling Act, which will turn this country into a police state with him as absolute ruler.
My God. No matter what he does, he just gets stronger.
I'll bet the Nazis set the fire themselves.
There's something I haven't told you. Once this is out, Rome will identify me as your source. My job as Rome's press secretary was just a front. He hired me to get financing outside of Germany.
Financing? For what?
The SA. He agreed to sign a contract with a man in London in exchange for exclusive oil imports to Germany.
The Nazi Party was given economic incentives to a foreign investor.
What happened to Germans for Germany?
Exactly.
We've got to get this news to Hindenburg. And Bell, we've got to get you someplace safe. Sepp, I've got contacts in Berlin. I'll put you in touch with them. Go home, pack your bags. Go to the train station. Bell will bring my report to you there. We've got to hurry.
The government assumes the right to intervene in any situation to restore order. The right to draft laws passes from the Reichspräsident to Chancellor. I offer the Reichstag the chance for peace in Germany.
Never!
If you respect our constitution...
Vice-Chancellor, please return to his seat.
I will take any refusal as a statement of opposition. Gentlemen, you must decide. Will it be peace or war?
Deutschland, Deutschland, über alles, über alles in der Welt. Wenn es jetzt zu Schuss und Trutze, brüderlich zusammenhält. Ohne was ist all die Welt.
Who is your source?
No one.
Let's go. Right there. Right there. Stand over here.
Who is your source?
Frau Helga Dortmund.
I wish to see my husband.
He can't be seen. He's in protective custody.
Protected from who?
His enemies.
Have you scheduled a trial date?
Why would my answer be any different today than the answer I gave you yesterday or the day before?
This is a notice from the Reich Court. It says that no charges are pending against him. If there are no charges, why can't he be released?
He's in protective custody. Next.
Frau Martha Kraus.
We will not go away. We will not go away!
Next!
The jails are filled to capacity, and their wives are causing an international ruckus. Can I try these men and we can't release them?
Camps.
What?
What about those camps? What else?
Hindenburg is dying, and we've not yet resolved the issue with Röhm. And of course, there's the army. The clock is ticking. I feel...
I'll speak to Röhm.
I've spoken to Röhm, sir, and he does nothing.
I said I'll speak to him!
We were friends once, Ernst. You saw my potential before anyone else. You speak your mind, unlike the others. And you've always loved your men more than yourself, which is rare in a leader. But you refuse to bend. Why? You have power.
I don't want the power, I want justice. And my men were promised.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a damn about promises. You know this. You know this.
Ernst, the SA are not now, nor will they ever be, the official German army. You must stand down.
You're right, Adolf. We were friends once. And I will always speak my mind. I will not betray my men.
I'm truly sorry to hear that, Ernst. Gather up your leaders and meet me at Bad Weisse on the 30th of June. You're under arrest.
My dearest Sophie, I don't know when or if I will ever see you again. I don't say this to shock. I say it because I must ask one more thing of you. Please live. Urge others to speak out, even when what they have to say is not popular. Tell them to embrace courage as a gift and pass it on to their children.
Where are we?
Just outside the village of Dachau. What are we doing here?
You have always been my hope, the promise of goodness and truth and devotion. Knowing that those qualities still survive in this world lets me leave it with a lighter heart. Don't mourn. I've given everything I have to this struggle, and my only option now is to give the last, most precious thing. It will mark this moment in time forever, so that people will remember. Yours, always, Fritz.
All right. One for you, one for you. Right. You go.
Herr Hitler, I was wondering if I might have a moment.
Yes, of course.
Well, you see, it's my 20th reunion. Helena and I have been planning a trip for over a year.
You're not going to desert me again, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm simply asking your permission to...
Why'd you never call me Führer?
I beg your pardon?
Why'd you never address me by my proper title?
I didn't know. If you'd like, I could.
I'd like that very much.
Very well, my Führer.
Very good. Bring me something back. Preferably yourself.
And your lovely wife.
We love the queers.
Yes, we certainly do.
I need to speak with you.
Yes, my dear. We do. Will you excuse me, please?
Of course,
He said we can go. Helena. We can catch the night train to Hamburg and be on a boat by tomorrow morning. This is a new beginning. I promise I'll be a husband again. A father to Aegon.
You've said that before.
I know I have.
I'm not going with you, Ernst. This is my country now. And I won't abandon it just when it needs me most.
I'm not abandoning.
I've finally found someone whom I can believe in.
My Fuhrer, you must make a decision. They need your order. My Fuhrer, you must make
Yes, I heard you!
Give him a gun.
I know you think this is a betrayal, but Chief of Staff Rome was planning my assassination. I had no choice.
My Fuhrer.
And so, in his honor, I will bring you all into the Reichswehr army. You will once again fight for a strong Germany.
Heil Führer!
Subsequent to the death of President Hindenburg, the office of Reichspräsident will be combined with that of Reichschancellor. The army has devised an oath of unconditional loyalty to the person of the Führer, to be taken by every officer and soldier of the armed forces. Do you hereby swear allegiance?
We do!
Today, the Old Reich and its finest leader enter Valhalla. At the same time, we mark the beginning of a new era. A time of peace and prosperity awaits us. The 1,000-year Reich has begun. Sieg Heil!